He brought brand name clothing, played video games, and smoked marijuana while selling women for sex. He also allegedly beat, impregnated, and branded them. And now, a federal judge has sentenced the 34-year-old sex trafficker to life in prison. Nichols allegedly spent at least 3 years running a staggering and horrific trafficking operation in which he sold several young women and at least 4 minors, including a girl as young as 13 years old. The Fed said he made up to $2,000 a day, flashed his money on Instagram, and funded a rap group called the Hit Squad. While his victims endured what was very close to torture, Nichols allegedly slapped, punched, kicked, choked, dragged, and beat his victims. He allegedly blinded a woman in one eye by shooting her in the face with a BB gun, and then wrote it off as a simple example of domestic violence. In fact, the feds say Nichols treated the trial as his own personal circus. They said he defiled the judge who told him to name women he managed but didn't sleep with. When the judge told him, "I'm directing you to answer the question," Nichols replied, "And I told you no." Nichols acted as his own attorney at trial. Later, lawyer James Graham wrote a memo on Nichols' behalf asking for a lighter 15-year sentence. He explained that Nichols was very, very immature at times while representing himself. But prosecutors say Nichols also spent the trial further intimidating and humiliating his victims, laughing as he cross-examined them with embarrassing questions. At one point, Nichols said he couldn't think of one person in the world for whom he feels any respect. Prosecutors argued while these women and children had sex with dozens of strangers, the defendant took the money they earned and used it to fund his own extravagant lifestyle. Another man involved in Nichols' operation, 26-year-old Charles Fears, pleaded guilty last year to conspiracy and trafficking charges. According to prosecutors, Nichols and Fears physically abused the women and children who worked for them and supplied them with drugs and alcohol to persuade them to commit these sexual acts. In one incident, Nichols beat a female to the point that she had to be hospitalized, state attorney said. Samuel Nichols, who goes by the street name Buck, and Charles Fears, who goes by the nicknames Cash, are 2 members of a local rap group called Hit Squad. They allegedly used Backpage.com, a sex classified ad website, to coerce the women and minors to engage in commercial sex acts. Nichols went to trial and lost, and the courts ended up giving him a life sentence. His co-defendant, on the other hand, Charles Fears, pleaded guilty to all of the charges and later had them withdrawn.